continues to teach any of us who are willing to take that first step on the spiritual path. He gives a number of talks, and the hallmarks of those talks end up being two. There are a lot of them, including humor and stuff, but two that I would like to point out today is, one is a practicality of Vedanta. He doesn't believe in Vedanta as being something esoteric. He wants you to apply it to your life on a day-to-day basis. The second aspect is, he's convinced by what he says. He says he follows what Gurudev, Parampuja, Swami Chinmaya once said, which is that I am my first student. So just because someone has said something, he doesn't want to believe it. He questions again, and once he's convinced, he imparts that to the rest of us. So it's a very scientific approach, and so when he says something, you really want to believe it. Swamiji has also written a number of books, is Skyping constantly with different centers like Minnesota and others to impart the idea of Vedanta to different congregations that are interested. He travels incessantly throughout North America and India, taking the message of his guru to everybody, and of course Adi Shankara. He also does one fun thing, which is to do a yatra once a year and takes a number of people interested to holy places. A couple of years ago, he took a bunch of us to Kerala, to the home of Adi Shankara, where he was born. That place was bought by Gurudev Swami Chinmaya. It was in a decrepit state of affairs, but he bought it and refurbished it, and today it's a major center, and really has made it available for all of us to go and visit. And when we were there as yatris, it was wonderful to chant the Guru Stotram, being led by Swami Ishwarananda and fall in the parampara. So it was just a tradition that seemed to, the lineage seemed to continue. And it was a pretty surreal as well as an emotional experience for many of us. As far as Chinmaya Mission itself is concerned, I'd like to say a few words for those of you who may not be completely familiar. We have a wonderful center in Tustin called Rameshwaram. We have a number of programs there, one even for the little ones, from pre-kindergarten, the Bal Vihar, the youth, seniors, everybody. There's a program for every age group. So really between 2 and 80, everybody there is welcome. Also we have regular yoga, dance, music classes, and I think last month we even started a badminton program. So welcome and join us at any time over there. All of them have been instituted by Swami Ishwarananda with his guidance, who somehow manages to pack 48 hours in 24 and has all the volunteers gasping behind him. But I welcome Swami Ishwarananda to speak to us about Adi Shankara.
परम्परा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वान्. To speak about the great master Adi Shankaracharya in a span of 80 minutes is an impossible task. Yet may I attempt it with my humble beginning of frustration. As I was introduced, Chinmaya Mission is following the tradition of Shankaracharya, a pure Advaita philosophy. Born in 788 AD, while the country was undergoing a great turmoil, spiritual turmoil, a religious one as well, where on the one hand, those who are extremely fanatic about rituals, holding on to the Vedas as authority, only to engage in karma kanda, or known as the path of rituals. They had their own schools of thought, and only performing rituals is the main message of the Hinduism. Totally opposed to that was the philosophy of Buddhism, which did not believe in the Vedic rituals and Vedic teachings. And they were holding an opposite camp, so to say. We do not want to follow any of those Vedic rituals or any of the teachings there. We believe in Buddhi, in the intellect, and therefore the concept of God is a human-made illusory concept. This is the second school of belief that was prevalent at that time. The third school, which was also present at that time, was total non-believers, so-called known as Charvakas. Charvak means sweet-tongued people. They did not believe either in rituals nor in Buddhism. They say, we just enjoy life. Khao pivo mojuda. I call it as Picasso, Pina Cana Sona. Names are like that. These three major schools were fighting with each other. And that is the time when Shankaracharya entered into the scene. Three-pronged attack on religion. One convincingly saying that only rituals are necessary. Another says totally no to Vedic religion, Buddhism. And the third, so-called materialists. When Shankaracharya arrived at the scene, he was to face all these people. Slowly, the teachings, the very pertinent and so poignant teachings of Upanishads, Gita, were totally thrown out of the scene. Nobody was interested to learn or to understand. And so when he looked at the people in general, where they were living, how they were living, he was very much disappointed. The young boy he was, when he encountered various situations where people were not interested in real path of religion, which is a love towards God, he decided to quit his worldly life. At the tender age of 8-9 years old. His father passed away very early. He was under the care of the mother. And one day he decided to quit, and then the story goes that when he was taking a dip in the river, Kaladi, in the Kaladi city, a small town, apparently a crocodile came and pulled his leg and dragged him into the water. At that time, he was crying out for help. And then his friend was there. He told him, go and tell mother that I am being dragged away into the water by a crocodile. And at this point, unless I renounce the word, it looks like I won't survive. So the mother came running with this news. When she heard, only thing that she had in her mind was, my son should be saved. So she called out, hey Shankara, whatever you like. I want to renounce the word. Yes. Immediately the crocodile went away. He came safely to the banks of the river and said, prostituted mother said, you have given permission. No, let me go. I would call it as a divine intervention. Many times we do not believe in these divine interventions. But in the case of great Mahatmas, great masters, it often happens. It may look like a miracle, but it is what the Lord wants things to happen through great people. From there he proceeded to find his guru. Walked all the way for many, many days and months. Reached the river Narmada, banks of river Narmada, where there was a great master, Govinda Bhagavad Pada was there. He went and surrendered to him. Told him that I would like to learn the scriptures. And looking at the very qualified student who was full of eagerness, enthusiasm, and interest to learn, Govinda Bhagavad Pada imparted him the knowledge of the scriptures, Upanishads. The boy who grew up in a small town, village, now had become a man of erudite scholarship. After finishing his term with his master, he decided to venture into writing his own thoughts on few of the well-known scriptures. That's a test of his understanding. So his master told him, okay, I would like you to comment upon the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu, Vishnu Sahasranam. That was his first commentary. To his guru's very great surprise, he wrote many pages for one single word, Vishwam. That's the first name for Vishnu in 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu Sahasranam. The entire scholarly understanding of Shankaracharya came into this man. And his guru, as even he looked at the beautiful commentary written by his young disciple Shankara, he said, you are fit now to go out and teach others what you have learned. Shankaracharya said, before I do that, I would like to dwell upon three important things. Making sure that I have the clear understanding of the scriptures of Hinduism. The Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. The Vedanta Sutras they are known as, of Veda Vyasa. He sat down and wrote commentary on all the three. And based upon the understanding that he derived out of learning from those three of them, he established the philosophy called Advaita philosophy. That is known as Advaita, one without a second. The purpose for which he wrote those commentaries were very clear. First of all, to make the people who are fanatically identified with the ritual portion of Vedas to tell them that rituals are the means or not the end. The rituals are prescribed by the Vedas, no doubt, but they are not the end or the goal, they are only the means. Means to an end. Any karma, any action, by itself cannot give the results of the ultimate nature. It can only give something which is relative, ephemeral, transient. For his argument being, nothing that is performed or accomplished by a limited individual can ever obtain him unlimited result. That was not his own thought. It came from the Upanishads. Parikshya lokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamaya na asti akrita krite. Any student who examines the word parikshya, lokan, various words that one can achieve through performance of rituals. One can get to heaven, one can go to various levels of heavens where the devotees, the devatas live. But all those various lands of pleasures or regions of experiences are all product of action. Lokan parikshya, having examined all the words, karmachitan, one who knows how to do the action or the ritual, brahmanaha, a learned person, nirvedamaya, he became dispassionate. Why? Nasti akrita kritena. Nasti means not possible. What? Akrita, uncaused, kritena, by action. An uncaused, endless thing can never be accomplished by an action. Therefore, any action performed, even if it is prescribed by the Vedas, is limited. That is again re-established by Bhagavan Krishna in Gita. Traividyamam somapa putapavaha yajnairištva swargatim prartayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam divyan devan diviveva bhogan. Various pleasures are available to an individual to enjoy in various heavens by performance of various rituals. Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam, having enjoyed the pleasures there, kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. Once the meritorious deeds that you have done, merits that you have gained are slowly exhausted, you come down to the human world again. So therefore, action no doubt have results, but they are not unlimited. But what we seek in our life is unlimited, everlasting, continuous joy of one's own bliss, freedom, liberation. Therefore, liberation or freedom or total joy, endless joy is never possible to anyone by doing anything. So this is not his own idea. It has been established in the Upanishads, in the Bhagavad Gita, and he only restated them. For many of them have ignorantly shunned the Jnana Kanda or the knowledge portion of the Vedas, and they have taken only to the karma. For it is easy to do an action and get an immediate result. And that is why Krishna also says that in this world, people are so fond of doing action and getting results because the result is quick but not permanent. Shipram hi manushe loge siddhir bhavati karmaja. Quickly the results are there with the actions, but they are not permanent. So Shankaracharya as a philosopher was not ready to settle down for short gains. Or any leader of a great vision is like that. No leader worth the name will ever settle down for temporary results. His vision is so far-fetched Some of them, even in the world of business, we have seen some of the great visionaries in world of business also. We have seen them planning for their company for 200 years, 300 years. They are not ready for short successes. As a philosopher, therefore, he uncompromisingly said, if you are living in this world purposefully, you must look for the highest. Don't settle for anything lower than that. So as a philosopher, he wanted to pursue the truth. What is the ultimate truth? What is that which he ultimately wants? Facing Buddhism is another big challenge for him. For they say that if at all there is God, if at all there is something that the highest, we say, Brahman, is it experienceable? Is it perceivable? It can be seen? What cannot be seen, what cannot be experienced ever? How can you believe it? How can you ever say that it is there? And therefore, all that we see here are only illusion. Nothing is really having intrinsic reality, including God. That means this world that we are living is merely an emptiness, shunya. That is their argument. Shankaracharya had to face this logic of Buddhism as well. On the one hand, people are very karma-oriented, ritualists, and they were also met by Shankaracharya, and he met with them with the argument that you are engaging in action all right, but that is not ultimate. That's temporary. It means to an end. And by doing an action, you will never be free. For every action has got a result, and enjoy the result. You have to come here again to enjoy the result. While enjoying the result, again you engage in action. That action will again produce another result. For another result, you have to come back. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jadate shayanam. You have to come back again and again and again and again. And you do not know which form you will come next time. Now we are human, unfortunately or unfortunately. Afterwards, what form you will come, who will be able to say? So this endless cycle of birth and death, samsara. So those who are not the believers and they say that it is nothing is true, everything is emptiness, there is shunya, Buddhism. He has to establish the reality as a positive existence, not just a negation. Again, he takes the tools of Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita. It is established. Maya tadavidam sarvam jagada vyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani vacham desho astina. Bhagavan Krishna has said this. Buddhism says immediately, don't quote the scriptures. That is exactly where you are taking you are hiding behind the words of scriptures. Come to logic. Yes, let me come to logic. Now you said that there is nothing intrinsic, nothing is real in this world. Is it true? Yes, that's what we say. Good. To see what is not there, there must be something. If you walk into this room and you say, oh, let's say you came 20 minutes earlier than the scheduled time, and you walk in, nobody is there. Oh, nobody is there. To say nobody is there must be somebody. How do you know nobody is there? Nobody can say nobody is there. Somebody must say that. So that one somebody who is saying that there is nobody must be the truth, must be the existence. And his argument is, this world is not there, it is unreal. For the definition of real is that which is there in the same condition in all three periods of time. Satyam is that trikale api abhadita vastu satyam. That which is unchanging in all three periods of time, past, present and future. This world is not there, it is not there in the same condition at all times. Meaning, it constantly changes, it appears in one way at one time, it changes at another time. So intrinsic intrinsic reality is not there, but relative reality is there. That is where he introduces the concept of Maya. It is not again Shankaracharya's contribution, as Maya is not his own wording or his own, he is not coined that, it is already there in the Upanishads. He uses that very effectively to convey to the world that this world that you are experiencing is not absent. Now, according to the Buddhism, Shunyavadis, it is not there. And at the same time, he uses the same tool to explain to the materialist that what you say as the world which you want to experience is temporary. The joy that you are deriving out of this world as your own pleasure is also relative. But what gives me joy is not the same thing which gives you joy. It depends upon my moods, my goals, my sense organs. According to that, it changes. So therefore, to the Buddhist, he says, this world you say is not there, cannot be experienced by you if it is not there. Satchet na bhadeta, asatchet na pratiyeta. If it is true, it never goes away. If it is not true, you will never be experienced. But what's the word? Is it not there, or is it that which is there but not in the same condition all the time? If it is true, it has an absolute reality, it will never be disappearing. It will never be absent. But if it is not true, you will never be able to experience it. But what our experience of the world is, it is there so long as I am awake. When I go to the state of sleep, it's not there. Nahyasya vidya manaso vidirikta mano hyavidya bhavabandha hetu tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam vijrum videsmin sakalam vijrumbade. In his masterpiece Vivek Chudamani, he says, there is nothing called avidya or ignorance other than the mind. Why I say that is, when the mind is awake, I experience the world. When the mind is not there, I don't experience the world. Some of you sitting here, no mind, you are not experiencing what I am saying. You are there physically. Mind is already Mother's Day program the night. What is she going to ask? I don't know. So if you are here, but you are not experiencing what I am saying, or what you are not hearing, is because your mind is not here. Or when you have gone to the state of sleep, some of you already gone to that state. And then also you can't experience. So when is the experience? Only when the mind is there. Right? So therefore, the word is not there. If it is not there, you will never experience it. But it is not always the same. So therefore, it is called Maya Vidya. The definition, therefore, Maya is Ya Ma Sa Maya. That which is not always the same way. Yata drishyate tata. Yata drishyate tata pati. As you see it, so it will be perceived. Not the way as it is can never be seen. The best example that can be given is, you take a stick, put it in the water, half of it on the top, half of it below. What do you see? As though it is bent. Why? Is it bent? It's not bent. But in the water, you see it is bent. How? Why? Is it that the stick has become bent? No. It is optical illusion. Just like when you are sitting in a train, and it happens in India, when you are sitting, the next train comes next and stands next to you, and you are watching over the window, through the window. And then when slowly that train starts moving, Is it this moving or that moving? Have you not experienced that? On your drive to Las Vegas, when a straight road, then you will find suddenly the trees are having a reflection on the surface of the road. They are getting reflected. The huge tree, palm trees, you see reflected on the road. How can there be? There must be some water, because only water can reflect that. You go near, there is nothing called water there. It's mirage. Because of the heat of the land, there is an optical illusion that there is water, but there is no water. And further you go into the Las Vegas city, you will really see a mirage. One of the casinos. It's an optical illusion. You see outside, as you even now from here itself, you see as you open those curtains or shades, you see the blue sky. Is it a blue sky at all? Is there a blueness in the sky? There's no blueness in the sky. It's emptiness there. But you see blue. Why? It's a limitation of your eye. So, the world, what we see, is not as it is. It is an optical illusion according to the limitation of your senses apparatus. So will be your perception. I am not quoting scriptures. Here Shankaracharya says, I am not going to the scripture. Let us take logic. Is it not true? What you see is not what is there. You see sunrise and sunset. Is it there really? Does the sun ever rises? Does the sun ever set? But don't we say, oh, sunrise has taken place. We often say that and then prostrate to the sun. Oh, sunrise, Surya Namaskar. Sun is always there, never rises. But is it not true that we see it every day? I mean, not every day you see it, but you don't wake up from that day. Sunsets and sunrise are illusion again. Do you see yourself moving now? Is it not, this earth is moving so fast in its own axis and around the sun? Do you feel it? Of course, sometimes it shakes, then you will know. Yes, it is moving. Especially in California. So, what we experience through the sense apparatus, through the limited equipments that we have got, sense organs, mind and intellect, all of them are limited. With that, when we see the world, what we see is not what is there. And according to my sense organs, I see the world. According to your sense organs, you will see the world. And therefore, there cannot be anything called absolute through the sense organs. What I like as sweet, you may not say they did not even sweet at all. There is no sugar at all. Especially Gujaratis. And the spice that they put in the Telugu food, Andhra food, I cannot stand it. And they say, oh, it's nothing. It's again according to your senses. So, the world that we perceive outside is not what is really there. And therefore, Shankaracharya's argument of Maya is to establish this point to the Buddhist one, that what you say as shunyam, it is not emptiness. If it is so, you and I will not be here. I will not be there to talk to you. I am a relative reality and you are also a relative reality at this point. We have Vyavaharika Satta, it's called. Transactional reality. Vyavaharika means that which is coming into transaction, with interaction with each other. And to the materialist again, they say that your experience of joy and pleasure, no doubt derived out of sense experiences, objects in this world. Again, the experience that of joy from any object that you experience is decided by your sense organs. If my mind has received a news that one of my relatives is in a great tragedy, even if you give me the most desirable object in front of me, I will not be able to experience it. Why? It's no more a joyful object, because my mind is disturbed. So to the materialist is view, he says, your world that you think is an object of joy. Not at all. So this three-pronged attack which he encountered, he successfully proved to them that the Upanishads speak of the highest reality which alone could be the one absolute truth. And the world that you are seeing outside is also the expression of the same. Again, using logic, you would say, if there is the world outside of trees and the plants and the animals and the mountains and rivers and sun and the moon and stars and whatnot, the planets and all the cosmos, cannot be there without an intelligence. Or even making this table, there was an intelligence. This table or the podium cannot be made without an intelligent intervention. The wood of different pieces are put together, thought about very well, and what are the things that are required to be a podium, and then it was designed very well for that purpose. Isn't it? Even though it is just a wood, its cost of this particular podium, the material cost, upadana karana it's called, is wood. But there is an intelligent person who has designed it and made it possible. It's called nimittakara. The efficient cost is an individual intelligence and a skill. So if this simple thing called a podium can be having a upadana karana or a material cost and also a nimitta karana, a efficient cost, look at the world. Trees and the plants. Why go so far? Look at your own body. Is it not an intelligent creation? I mean, you may be stupid, but the body is intelligent creation. This body is, what are the things that are going inside you have no idea. None of us. Even as a doctor who has done an anatomy class and opened up all of the things, he wonders how this design is done. Huh? So one doctor, he is a heart specialist, he went to the garage, BMW car, new model, big money wasted. So he drove that car, because it had some problem. Went to that garage fellow and then said, please, correct it, it's not working properly. He said, okay. And he opened up and he did some kind of, he looked at it carefully and slowly he connected certain things and then some circuit was wrong and then he could start working. So, how much is it? $100 you have to give. Give $100. So then that garage, that fellow said, see, this car is very complicated mechanism inside. And to correct this is just a few things I have to correct here. I charge only $100. But you guys, you doctors, anytime you touch the body, you charge $1,000 and $2,000. How? Why? What's the logic behind this? This is also a mechanism, right? You open it up and just correct it and finish it off. Why are you charging so much? And the doctor laughed and said, correct it when it is running. Let us see. Correct the situation when it is running. Let's have the medical insurance, it's also very high. So this is a very complicated mechanism here. And if you open it up and see how everything is so carefully designed, outside it's a garb and therefore you don't see much. Once you open it, you will see. So do you think an unintelligent has caused this? You eat. What happens to what you eat? Our God only knows. He makes sure that it is taken care. Aham vaishwanaro bhutva praninam deham asritah prana apana samayuktah pachamyanyam chadurvidam. I stay there in the stomach of everyone, making sure that the food is digested, Bhagavan says. So this creation that is in front of us, the trees and the plants and all these things, do you think it's an unintelligent creation? So there is intelligence in this. So that intelligence which is the cause of this world is considered by every religion as God. But Shankaracharya goes one step further to explain this according to Upanishads. That this world that is created here, which is an intelligent creation, and there must be some intelligence, let us call him God, fine. But the point is, the religions, none of the religions can't talk about with what material he created this world. They don't talk about that. God created. How? I don't ask that question. Blasphemy. I will ask the question. Let us come to the logical table. Table of logic. How did he create this world? What is the material cause for him? With what matter he created? How did he create? If you say, oh, God created this world with already available matter. Very good. Who created that matter? Does it matter? It matters when it comes to logic. Let us scientifically think about it. How? What is the matter, or how is that matter was already there? Who created that matter? Somebody else. Who is that somebody else? Other than God? Yes, that means he must be supplier to God. Who created him? To created the matter. Okay, how did he create the matter? Don't ask such questions. We will ask the questions. If you want to go scientific, we will go scientific. So, only possible answer that you can give is that the matter by which he created must be himself. The God himself, include herself. Why you want to discriminate here? The God itself. Okay, let us put neuter. So God itself is the material cause and also the intelligent cause. That's the only way we can arrive at a logical conclusion. If you take this understanding that God in itself is the material as well as the efficient cause, what is this word? It is his own expression. The word is none other than the God's expression itself. That is called Advaita. Na Dvaitam Vidyate. There is nothing other than him. This is exactly what Krishna says. Maya tadamidam sarvam jagata vyaktamurtina. Everything is pervaded by me. Matsani sarva bhutani. Everything is in me. Nachaham teshu avastitaha. At the same time, I am not this apparent variety. Variety you see with the limitation of your eyes. What is there is one single unifying, one cosmos. The Lord, the Absolute, called Brahman, the big, the Absolute, alone is, when I see that Brahman with these apparatus, it appears to be the world. With the eyes, I see only the names and the forms and the colors and the shapes. With the ears, I listen to the sound. So what is there is one, according to my sense organs, I experience it differently. Just like if you are seeing this whole scenery there, with a blue glass, if you look at it, everything looks blue. With a red glass, you look at it, everything looks red. But it's neither red nor blue. With the eyes, I engage in Brahman in the form of sound. With the eyes, I see him as a form. With the ears, I hear him as a sound. With the tongue, I taste him as a taste. With the nose, I experience him as smell. That is why Krishna says again, I am the taste in the water. I am the smell in the earth. I am the sound in the sky. I am the touch. I am the sun. I am the fire. I am the moon. Because you are seeing me only all the time. Vasudeva sarvam. Vasudeva sarvam iti samatma asudharuta. So therefore, world as you see it, relative reality. What is there is absolute. So when this variety of the world is seen by the senses, and therefore the one which appears to be diverse but actually one appearing as diverse is called Ishvara Vishwarupa Atma. And the same individual, same self is present within me as the experiencer is called Jiva. So that vibrating, pure awareness, consciousness, absolute, as the world he appears as diverse form. So that's that one supreme presence with the diverse various forms is called Ishvara. And the same one which is now here as an individual, experiencing it, is you. So the Advaita philosophy essentially points out this, that leaving the apparatus, leaving the senses, look at what is there in there and here, in a tree, in a plant, in an animal, in a bird, on all of them as life force that is there, and in you, and that is one and the same. But you are not the sun, you are not the tree, you are not the plant, you are not the animal, you are not the gigantic, huge dinosaurs, no doubt. But what is in that and what is in you is one and the same. So, this establishment of oneness, that is the philosophy of Advaita philosophy. Shankaracharya spent just 32 years of his life. 788 he was born, 820 AD he is out. 32 years. Now, what about us? After 64 only we wake up. By 32 he finished and gone. He had written commentaries on all the verses of Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses. 10 Upanishads he has given commentary. Isha, Kena, Kata, Mundaka, Manduka, Taittiriya, Aitariya, Prashna, Brahadaranyaka and Chandogya Upanishad. All the 555 sutras of Vedanta sutras, he written commentary. Not only that, he walked around the whole of India 3 times by foot. Met with all the scholars of his times, Buddhist scholars, the Vedic scholars who are ritualists and materialists. Established the fact that it is Advaita Vedanta, that is the absolute truth, established in the Upanishads. The philosophy of Hinduism. Created 4 mutts in 4 corners of the country. One in Puri, in the eastern side, Joshimath on the northern side, Dwaraka in the west in Gujarat, and Sringeri all the way down in Karnataka. Made sure that 4 different Vedas are given to them to establish the teachings of those Vedas. Revived many of the temples which were in a dilapidated condition. He made sure that everyone is revived, established the consecrated the temples, a tradition he established, the way of worship he established. Wrote many stotrams and shlokas for the benefit of the people to worship gods, as he considered upasana as a necessary means to develop love for that absolute reality. But without the love, there is no pursuit. Without the interest to reach, without the devotion to reach, there cannot be any eagerness to achieve. Within 32 years. Within 32 years means again, first 16 years he was only learning. Only in 16 years. And even today, Western scholars and philosophers wonder what kind of a mind it was. What kind of intelligence to us? So that is why in India we consider Shankaracharya as the incarnation of Lord Shiva himself. He created the parampara of gurus. Until his time, there was no systematic training. When Shankaracharya established the tradition, he said that there must be a systematic training and this qualified students should be there for the pursuit of truth. And he never compromised on the fact that every philosopher must fall in love with what he pursues. He cannot hide behind the words. And that's why he says people who hide behind the words and hide behind some kind of an external mere superficiality, Hudara nimittam bahukruta vesha. Just make it as a profession. So the Guru Parampara system called GPS is also established by Shankaracharya. So GPS was first discovered by him. He created that system and he said qualification of the student, first qualification is undaunting intelligence, questioning intelligence called Atma Anatma Vastu Vivek. Ability to clearly see this is real and this is not real. And this is truth, this is not the truth. This is permanent and this is temporary. And I am not ready to settle down what is not real. I am not going to pursue what is not real and what is temporary and what is merely a myth. So, first is clarity in thinking, Viveka. Second is ability to let go of what you know as impermanent, what is unreal, that's called Vairagya. And also quietening the mind, the senses, and withdrawal of the mind and senses in externalities, having absolute faith in the teaching and the teacher and the God and the absolute reality, keeping the mind in the condition of samadhana, ability to bear the various vicissitudes of life which are in the form of joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, etc. Tiksha, these qualities, and last but not the least, intense desire to be free. Mumukshutva. So, for that sake he wrote Tattva to give the basic